Bulk and Skull became Power Rangers. Hello and welcome back to Reamlore, and today we are looking at the one time Bulk and Skull actually became Power Rangers. You all know Bulk and Skull if you watched the Zordon era of Power Rangers. Bulk and Skull were the punk bullies who picked on the Rangers all the time. They weren't just antagonists though, they were the comic relief duo, and turned out to be the greatest comic relief duo in all of Power Rangers. Paul Schreier and Jason Narvey, who play Bulk and Skull, are incredibly talented, being able to turn nothing into something hilarious. They were also the most experienced actors on the whole show. Unlike their co-stars who were first-time actors with martial arts and gymnastic experience, these two were trained actors. No joke, in between takes they were doing Shakespeare. And why that was never a bit in the series, I will never know. Their shtick and jokes were always super funny, and they actually had character development in the show. They never did become Power Rangers, however, until the Boom Studios 2016 annual comic, where they finally donned the spandex and became Power Rangers. So that's the story we're looking at today. With all that said, my name is Rocko from Reamlore, and let's dive in. By the way, if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe. We upload videos just like this one on our Reamlore channel. Subscribing is completely free and you can always change your mind. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you subscribe, it would mean a lot to us. A brief character history if you're unaware of them. At first, Bulk and Skull were just the comedic bullies who would get humiliated every episode to make the Rangers look good. Then in season 2, they made it their mission to discover who the Power Rangers were, so they could get famous, of course. And they actually came very close on many occasions. A lot of their plans were decent despite ending in failure constantly because of their bumbling. In season 3, they decided to join the junior police force so they could pick up chicks with their uniforms. It's where they met Lieutenant Stone, the phenomenal straight man to their antics, which is always funny. In Power Rangers Zeo, they built a great relationship with Stone. Stone at first not liking them, but they all grew to respect each other. In fact, when Stone got fired from the police, Bulk and Skull stayed loyal to him and they all opened a detective agency together, which again led to many great bits. There was a snag in their development, however, and that's when Goldor and Rito lost their memories, so Bulk and Skull made them their servants. This was counterproductive to their development, and it was never really that funny. They also hit another bump in the road when they got to Turbo. See, they tried to pitch a Bulk and Skull spin-off show, which we never got, and that is a tragedy. But the creators wanted to keep them around Power Rangers, so they thought, let's turn them into monkeys, and have them do voiceover. It was cringy and bad. Even their voices couldn't save how lame these monkey scenes were. I'm not kidding, they are actually terrible. When Bulk and Skull do return, the creators just didn't know what to do with them. Sometimes they were punks, sometimes they were back with the Force, sometimes they were doing odd jobs, sometimes they were detectives again. It was all over the place. They got back on track, however, with Power Rangers in Space, where in the season finale they were willing to sacrifice their lives for the Power Rangers, who have saved the world time and time again. Not to mention rallying the people of Earth to fight back against Astronema and the forces of evil. That's why I and everyone jokes about them being the real heroes of Power Rangers. They were the only cast members in every season of the Zordon era of Power Rangers, and they had a 6-season arc leading to that moment. It's because of all that we're getting them as Power Rangers finally. I would have wrote a story with them as Rangers a long time ago, but better late than never. The story goes a monster called Lox-a-Lot traps the Rangers in his chest prison thing, and thus no one can stop him. That is, until Zordon recruits Bulk and Skull to be temporary Rangers to save the day. Zordon says their coins are made out of spare change. I mean, super valuable material. While it is a good joke, it actually does make sense. Recall Zordon was able to power up the Green Ranger coin with his own energy, so if he had some spare material lying around, he could create temporary powers. Thus, Bulk becomes the Purple Ranger, his power based on the Warthog Baconodon. Skull becomes the Orange Ranger, his power based on the Rooster Featherdactyl. Now that they have powers, they go to fight the monster. Can I just say, the art for this is great, super cartoony and silly. The writing is also very good, with many good jokes, and even a Breaking Bad reference when Lox-a-Lot says, "I am the one who locks." Even when they fight very comedically by tumbling around and bashing their heads into the monster. They actually nail it and defeat Lox-a-Lot. The real heroes free the Rangers, but at that moment Alpha takes their powers and erases their memories, proclaiming no one will know Bulk and Skull were Power Rangers. When all was said and done, I thought this was a great story and wouldn't mind a Bulk and Skull miniseries where they stay Power Rangers. Finally give them the spin-off after so many years. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.